truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop offering me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up all the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's dog.
It's Red Friday, RED Friday, which stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. A movement designed to honor veterans and deployed U.S. troops by wearing a red shirt every Friday. As simple as that may be, Red Friday is a great way to back those who serve our country. Go to dumbshow.com and search for Red Friday to get your red on.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Weaver. I am on the Don't Unfriend Me show, otherwise known as The Dumb Show, with host Matt Spear. You guys can find the show at The Dumb Show on social media or thedumbshow.com.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Grandma's out in the living room, and Ash is jumping on the couch and trying to get love like she does every night, and Grandma's trying to tell her to stop. So I had to go out and read her the right act. So if we hear anything, I got to go out and help her.
Got it.
So Grandma's sitting in my spots, and so the dog's like, I want love. And no, you're not going to get any because Grandma said no. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Last night we had Jeremy Mitchell on. What a great show.
It was great.
Fun. Just a good dude. Really cool. May 15th, T.S. Dixon will be in the house. Ryan Weaver on the 26th. Country music star, Gold Star brother. And Ryan Samuels, Marine Corps, good friend of the show, longtime friend of the show. Dave Bondi will also be here. This guy's made a huge success. He was an anchor and a reporter and left mainstream media because of all the politics, created his own news channel, I guess you could say, and he is doing so well. And he'll be here as well. And then a whole bunch, we're booked till August, and we're not going to go overnight. Just understand a lot of good people are coming. Tuesday, I'm going to be with Chicks on the Right from 12 to 1:30. We're going to do a recorded show. They're going to be calling in the Don't Unfriend Me show. It's going to be a pre-record, and then we'll show that. And so you guys can participate and see that. We're really excited about that. Anyway, if you have not had a chance, go get some clothes over at thedumbshow.com, some coffee, whatever coffee. We need some coffee sales. I haven't had coffee in a while. And let's see, new hats and all that type of stuff you can get. Go over there, Red Friday stuff. You guys saw all the advertisements when you started watching the show. Goal tonight, let's get that up here and see where we're going to be. I think it's the same as it always is. 300 is going to be the focus. Let's see. And it is. $300 is what we're looking for. Last night was a little strenuous. I didn't think we were going to hit it, and then we did.
We had a bidding war.
It was nice. It's a nice thing. So it's good.
I think Shelly won that.
Yeah, Shelly won. Shelly wears the pants in the family for sure. Mike is on your chin. Can't hear you. So Mike is on your chin. It's gonna be up on your mouth. There you go.
Is it better?
Yeah, no, but that's okay. We'll just call it good. And your thing is gonna fall. Good. I'm here for you. I'm just here for you. You know what I mean?
Always.
Whole bunch going on. Anything special in your world before we get started? Anything that we want to share? Any housekeeping stuff, or are we good?
I made it through the top 10 for Supermom.
Yeah.
So you can vote for me.
Yep, top 10.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think top 5's next week. So, or I don't know.
She's ranked. She's number 7 right now. I just went and voted for her. So put the link up so people can see it. Tommy says, I'm looking forward to Chicks on the Right. I watch them every morning. I watch them all the time too. I'm interested. I like the fact that they agreed to this. It's kind of like, wow. You know what I mean? They're
I'm just that awesome.
Yeah, that's true. But they're a big get for the show. So we're excited. I can't wait. All right, well, let's get to it. We got a lot to do. So let's start off with redistricting. There's a whole bunch going on.
Oh, boy.
Man, did this turn out bad for Democrats? I mean, this is, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. They made a huge mistake. And, places like Oklahoma, Nebraska, Indiana, Tennessee, Georgia, they all sat on their redistricting efforts after Texas and said, okay, we voted against it. We're not going to do it. We're going to stand with you, We understand. We don't want to gerrymander. You don't want to gerrymander. And then they go and pull Virginia. And you know what? Like remember when everyone was saying, oh, every red state they're going to wait till next year. And I'm like, no, they won't. Those judges are going to come in and they're going to make the decision. Sean Riley, thank you for subscribing. And guess what happened?
They did.
Yeah. And every single state is now doing it. Every red state is doing it. Good. Now let's pass the filibuster. Well, and once we do this, then we're set. There's a whole bunch of good news. So let's get into it. Tennessee redistrict is first. Let's do that. And then we'll have a conversation. If you want to call into the show, you guys know what to do. And you can call in just to say hi, or you can yell at me, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. We don't care. We love to have everyone call in. Tennessee redistrict. Here it is.
Indiana, Alabama, and South Carolina may soon pass their own last-minute maps. So here's where that leaves the redistricting wars nationwide right now. Republicans have targeted 14 extra seats. Democrats could pick up 6. Theoretically, it would be an 8-seat GOP advantage. But here's an important caveat. Just because a seat is redrawn by Republicans or even Democrats doesn't mean it automatically goes that way, especially in a year like this one.
Actually, yeah, it does. So when you redistrict based on political affiliation on an off-census year, I think the actual number is close to like 98% of those seats go in the way of the party that was redistricted. So, lady, you get the wank. Wanker early. I don't think we've had a wanker of the day that early, but you're a wanker, and that's the way it works. So we can sit here and pontificate and hold our breath and stomp our feet. But folks, look at this. California +5, +1 on Utah. It's a net positive, and it is an incredible net positive, 8 overall seats. And remember, there's also another area over there we're going to talk about in a few minutes about something that says blocked. What could it possibly be? Virginia, where we live?
Gee, I don't know.
Now, Louisiana, Alabama, and South Carolina, I think they're going to need another little push. And I think the other little push will probably come from President Trump. And we'll see if we can push those forward. I think South Carolina is going to be a tough get. I think you can get Alabama to redistrict. I think Louisiana may. I think out of maybe 1 out of 3, and Alabama would be good. And then it's all about running the races and seeing what happens. But this is what happened. Democrats came in. They made a massive mistake. They decided to go ahead and screw around with Virginia, which is a very based state, very purple. There's no doubt. but it is, you know, a 55-45 state. It's really a +4, +5 state for Democrats. And that's only recently, just had Governor Youngkin, and I think the midterms might go a little bit better than we thought.
That's hopefully.
Yeah, especially
Keep my fingers crossed.
Especially after they see what they did. They were disingenuous. They lied. And people hold Supreme Court justices and state court justices as, you know, people who are honest and forthright. So they're going to look at this and say, we were bamboozled. We were run amok. We were hoodwinked. Countrymen, let me hear your ears. Gross. Look at yourselves. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. I'm on the East Bank. I'm on the West Bank. It's not exactly the mighty Mississippi.
Don't pay no tolls, or pay no rolls, don't get no tolls.
Master Robin, you got boobs. I can see. Oh, glory to... no, never mind.
Did you say Abe Lincoln? No, I said Abe Lincoln.
Achoo! Didn't you say a Jew? No, I said a Jew, man. Anyway, so Virginia is interesting. They dumped, what, $65 million into this thing.
I thought it was 90 something.
No, well, combined.
Oh.
Republicans fought late and put in, 30. So you got Obama, who went and supported this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You had Holder, who came out, Attorney General, and supported this thing. You had Democrats, former governors. You had Northam up there. And everybody came out. Spanberger lied about it. But this is a massive loss for Democrats, folks. This is monu-effing-mental here. I mean, this is huge.
Yep.
And the reason why it's huge is because this literally snuffs all of their other redistricts, because they only redistrict based on the one thing that they care about is
votes.
Race. And it's unconstitutional. You can't racially gerrymander. And Texas is going to be fine because they didn't base it on race. They based it on political affiliation, which is constitutional. And all these red districts are doing it based upon geopolitical affiliation or political affiliation. That's legal. And Democrats are like, dastardly, darn it. What can we do? We can't be racist anymore. Don't worry, they'll find a way. They'll find a way. Democrats have been doing racism better than anybody for 400 years. Here's the VA battle. This is what's going on. Folks, share the hell out of this. I don't like these low numbers. I can't stand this shit. Why are we getting throttled on Facebook again? What is going on? And it's way too early in the show for the cat.
And it is way too early in the election season to be throttled on Facebook.
Yeah, this is ridiculous, man. Come on. These numbers suck. Help us, folks. Share it. Get it out to Twitter. Do all that. Here's the Virginia battle.
Moments ago from the Virginia State Supreme Court ruling the process to redraw that state's congressional maps is unconstitutional. They had a referendum on this statewide. Shannon Bream is here to join Instant Reaction. Shannon, welcome to our coverage. Good day to you. A couple of things here just come to mind. Barack Obama was out there campaigning to make sure people were into this issue and would get out. It passed, but not by a lot, but it did pass. And it would have effectively, Democrats believe, made it 10-1.
Mm-hmm. So there was a question on X today, and Don Lemon said, why should I or should I not run for president? And everyone was out there and they're like, because you're a loser, you're horrible, or you're perfect, you're handsome, you're this or this. And I said, we've already had a gay black president.
Ooh.
Democrats to Republicans, I think the current figuration is 6-5.
Right.
So this is thrown out. Is that the end of the line for now, Shannon?
It sounds like it, because this was an issue of the Virginia Constitution. It was a state law issue.
Who are you going to appeal?
And critics of this referendum have said from the beginning that Democrats were on thin ice because they did not follow procedures as outlined by state law and state constitution. And what the court ended up saying here is that violation irreparably undermined the integrity of the entire voting referendum, said it makes it null and void. And for that reason, they say the congressional district maps issued by the court in 2021, the old maps are the ones that they've got to use for the upcoming congressional election. Now, this was a state matter. Virginia's Supreme Court, the highest court in that state, it's a Commonwealth, they'll remind you, made this decision. Now, it's not out of the realm of possibility that challengers to this decision would try to find some federal hook for it to try to get to the Supreme Court to say that there is some U.S. constitutional violation in the way that this ruling was made. It's a very tough ask, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do it, because what have you got to lose at this point?
Well, what they have to lose is face. I didn't have time to pull the Hakeem Jeffries.
Not just face. You got to get the Supreme Court to hear it before November. And you would have to go ahead and have the Supreme Court hear it. And even if they hold it up as constitutional, if any early voting has happened, it has to wait till next year. So don't give me any shit. You're not getting anything out of this. You're done. You're cooked. You're bamboozled. You run amok. You've been hoodwinked.
Soundbite of Ren right afterwards. And he went to the podium and he said, FAFO. And we've got you. And then for like 48 hours, there was news coverage saying, well, the Democrats really flipped the script of redistricting on the president. Then this week, the president won those races in Indiana to try to put that back in. You had Tennessee do what it did. You had the Supreme Court just last week. And so now I sort of feel that the Virginian Democrats irritated everybody, made everybody mad, and then they lost. And so what they could lose is, one, self-respect maybe, but also funding and the seats that they thought they were going to win.
So here's what it comes down to. Somebody is absolutely fucking with us. I guarantee this is now, it's happened a bunch of times. I think we're back on everything. Weird. Like, this doesn't happen. I never lose internet. Our internet is screaming. I think we're back, but our internet got shut down for a second. Yeah, we're back everywhere.
Okay.
That's so. Thank God for eCam. I mean, eCam is so amazing. It literally saves the feed and it won't allow it to quit. But that's weird. Let's just check it. Everybody's coming back in, folks. A lot of thumbs up, please. Like stuff like that. How are we doing? We 5 by 5?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Said we're getting 123% of what we should be getting. So I'm good. The speed test has said we're getting 123% of our speed of what we should have. And
let me see. Oh yeah, we're almost a gig. All right. Everybody's been dropping the day. I think we're getting okay. Okay. So sorry, we're gonna pick up where we left off. Good. I'm glad. The last thing I wanted was for that to happen again. I mean, it kills the flow of the show. So I'm glad we're back. Thanks everybody. Guys, hit the like and share, please. It's such an easy thing to do, and we don't embarrass you anymore. I hardly cuss at all anymore. So you can share this to your church and friends, and when you're sitting around eating scripture.
We already know several people from our church watch.
Yeah, we do. All right. So good to have everybody back. All right. So this is like I said, this is a massive blow to Virginia Democrats, and it really sets the tone for the rest of the country. And Republicans now have every right, because what are they going to say? Indiana voted against it. Oklahoma and Nebraska voted against it. Louisiana, Alabama said we're not going to go forward with it. And what do the Democrats do? They hit us in Virginia. And guess what? They did it unconstitutionally. Everybody knew it was. The verbiage was ridiculous. And they absolutely pulled the wool over the voters' eyes. Do you think that's going to stand well with Virginians? No. Because we are a very moderate state, surprisingly enough. We've made some bad choices on elections, but we're fairly moderate. So we're in a situation now where we kind of can do what we want. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there was a question. It's a good question. Matt, why are certain parts of the map brown? If you look at this map right here, Livy. So let's see if we can figure it out together. I'm going to give you some hints. So don't shout it out, anybody. Let's do this together as a team. So if you take a look in Central California, you have the Mojave Desert, which is that big strip of red. You see there's a little bit of brown.
Mm-hmm.
Then down in Arizona, the southeast corner of Arizona is brown. Now you go up to like Minnesota. You got some brown there. You got some brown up in the Northeast, very, very little bit of brown. So when you think of Southeast Arizona, when you think of Minnesota and those areas up in there, what are some of the names inside those states that a language that might give you a hint of why those are brown?
Spanish?
No, it's not Spanish. It's a good guess, but no. So in Southeast Arizona in particular, the names that are there are, when you look at New Mexico, like Tucumcari.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at Minnetonka, when you take a look at Minnesota, the name itself, is there a language that's coming up in your head? What did Minnesota have a lot of? What did the Southwest have a lot of?
Somalis?
No. Think back further. Why would designated areas be, yeah, that's right, Inquisitive DRW 24, Native American. That's right. So those are predominantly reservations, and those are basically dead areas. Mm-hmm.
Oh, got
so
it.
those quadrants would not have a district. Now, some of them can vote. It depends on the tribal nation and how they do, but a lot of those are designated as native lands, and they don't quantify their elections and their people by party politics.
Got it.
So that's why Andrea says Sharia. No, not yet. I mean Sharia, not quite yet.
Hey,
but
check your Rumble feed. We're not up on Rumble.
Okay.
It's having issues.
I know why. I'm gonna end it. Everybody, I'm ending Rumble. Tell them. You gotta.
Okay.
You gotta.
Ending.
Hold on a second, everybody.
The stream.
You gotta say it quick. Just say ending the stream. Go to find the new one.
Go to new one.
There you go. Okay. I'll start it back in 2 seconds. Hold on. This always happens. You can't restart the Rumble stream. They need to fix that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to call this 2. We're going to start stream.
I'll let you know when it comes up.
And remind me to go back and delete the other one. Okay. All right, good to have everyone back. Rumble people, we're connecting. And we are back on Rumble. So let's have everyone get back. Okay.
We're good.
Looks like everything else is solid. By the way, where's the sticky I put up here?
Sticky?
Put in the donation link real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to show you a trick.
Okay. Hang on 1 second.
Yay. Sorry, guys. We're almost done.
Sticky. Okay. Whoa.
Any day now. No, just put in the donation thing. We rely on your donations here at the Dumb Show. Just put that in there and watch. Okay, as soon as that comes up.
Oh, Rumble.
There we go. Watch. Now it stays up there forever.
Cool.
Okay.
Neato.
All right, so you can pin comments that you want, and you can just leave that one up there if you want.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Let's rock and roll. So needless to say, Virginia is a huge win. We are extremely happy. We're over the moon. Like Philip Hamilton called us and, wanted to celebrate, and Mike reached out, and it was good. It was good.
Hayden doesn't know. She's been at school, so I'm waiting to tell her.
We're going to tell her, but this has created a palpable reaction from the Democrats, and a lot of hyperbole, and they're mad. I mean, you guys, they are pissed to a point where they're using the Chuck Schumer comments of, we're going nuclear. Here is the Dems, just a little bit of fear. I want you to listen to this. These people sound extremely disappointed.
Fallon, walk us through this ruling. Why did the court ultimately strike it down?
Yeah, so the Supreme Court here, the Virginia State Supreme Court, is striking this map down on procedural grounds. They are saying that the mechanism that the state legislators used to call the special session to actually draw this map was invalid under the state's constitution. Now, of course, this session was called by the state Speaker of the House, but in Virginia, in order to call a special legislative session like the one that was used to create this map, either the governor needs to call it ballot or a 2/3 majority of both houses of the state legislature need to call that session. So this Supreme Court is upholding a lower state court's ruling saying that that mechanism for the state speaker to call this special legislative session was invalid. And so therefore, the map that they produced during this legislative session was invalid.
Sorry, looking for something.
Okay. Well, we need to find that. Yeah. Okay, so they sound awfully disappointed. Yeah, they very frustrated.
Bummer.
But here's Hakeem's reaction on this. Listen to this.
Our message to Florida Republicans is F around and find out.
News that we're just getting in from the Commonwealth of Virginia. This could have big implications for other states and clearly for the midterms. And there's a reaction now for Republicans in Virginia saying the following. We respect the decision of the Supreme Court of Virginia. I'm proud Virginians came out in historic numbers. It made their voices heard and sent a message not just here at home but across the country to Donald Trump and his administration. That's the reaction from the Democrats. The problem is,
how'd they get that?
Yeah, for Democrats,
how'd they get that out of
they've been shut out of the program here because they thought they were going to pick up several seats. Republicans are saying the Supreme Court today affirms what we all know: you cannot violate the Constitution to change the Constitution, which was what Shannon Bream was describing.
Well, F around and found out. I mean, listen, it comes down to this. You guys better hope that America's pissed at President Trump, because I don't think they're as mad as you think they are. I think Democrats and Biden are too fresh in their memories. I'm looking at some of the early numbers. There's not that many contested seats in the House. It's not that bad. It can't be a bloodbath. So when there's 60, 70, 80, 100 seats up, that's usually not good. But when they're sub 20, you got to assume the Republicans are, even if they show up at a 25% clip, with these redistricts, this is good news. They're walking into maybe a 19 house switch plus 8 already, which means they only need to win 2 or 3 seats. Haven't done the numbers yet. I'll get to, I'll do it. I'll make my predictions for you. I'll tell you the truth. I don't lie to you. I'll tell you the truth. And then hopefully Virginia doesn't slow roll Fairfax or Ashburn again. So we can actually see the numbers. But there it is. So they're scared. They're not doing too well. Your thoughts on this in Supreme Court? I mean, does this give you a little bit of hope? I know we've been really negative lately because of Virginia, and it seems like we've just been getting, purple-headed yogurt slingers slapped across our face constantly.
Yeah, it does. Definitely gives me hope. It really is showing that the Democrats are showing their cards. It's showing that they think the only way they're going to win is by cheating. And they're showing their true colors with that. And I'm extremely happy that it didn't pass. I don't want to move, but I don't know what was going to happen if that happened and we've got no representation here. Yeah. It was, I don't know. So I'm very happy that it was.
So internet seems to be struggling everywhere. God, we just keep losing it. Why are we getting buffered so bad? It's like once the show gets up to 125, it's like it kick us off again. We can't function this way. Can I see it, please? I need my glasses. I don't want to jump off. I mean, that would be twice this week we had to do this.
Yeah. No fun.
What is this device?
Which one?
This one. Printer? Yeah. Okay. We're trying to check to see if there's anybody in our internet. It's very strange.
This
doesn't happen. We have one of the most stable internets. Everybody's back. All right, we're going to go again. Sorry, everybody. Our internet is very, very stable. Usually it's something's going on. Something's wonky. Okay. All right, we're going to call it good. We're not going anywhere. We're going to stay here. But let's get some donations in. Obviously, we need to pay our internet bill. So the Hanta virus. We've been hello from Palm Springs, Nancy. Good to see you here. Looks like Instagram's getting some people watching tonight on a Friday night. That's nice. Quite a few people watching. That's good. It means we're building our audience over there.
That's great.
So the Hanta virus, the Hanta virus, whatever it is, everyone needs to relax. This thing is overblown and overhyped. And what's good is I see a lot of influencers telling people to shut up, and that's good. There's some people who are milking it, Benny Johnson, and others that are, predicting that this is, this or that. But this type of stuff right here, this shit cannot stand. And it's at CNN it's doing it. It's not Fox News. It's not American News. It's not Right Side Broadcasting. Nobody's doing that. It's the liberals, of course. Watch this.
Of course.
And what a quarantine might really mean in context of the long incubation period. And we have a question from one of our viewers. They ask, it's said that it can take 8 weeks to become symptomatic. The passengers shouldn't be allowed into the public until they're completely cleared. What is that a fair way to look at this? I mean, how long do you think people should be quarantined who are either on that ship or in contact with someone who is there?
Yeah, I mean, this is the big challenge with this virus, the long incubation period. And now we have people scattered really around the globe that are being properly tracked, isolated, quarantined, and get it under control. But what they did was they quarantined and isolated people for 40 days because of the long incubation period. So unfortunately, this is a key factor in us trying to figure out how do we keep people safe? How do we prevent further spread? I mean, what we're all tracking right now is that potential secondary spread. And then how do we minimize those who are infected from infecting others?
Okay. Liv, I'm going to give you some information and you tell me the number you think, okay?
Okay.
How many cases of tuberculosis, with Doc Holliday suffer from the lung disease? How many cases do you think happen annually in the United States?
100,000 maybe?
1 million.
Really? Okay.
1 million cases. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't think so. You're like, oh my God, that's a lot. And whether that's worldwide, no, that's US. Let me just make sure.
I do know the kids, when we moved here from Texas, in order to register them in school, they had to have a TB test. We didn't need one when we moved to Texas, but we needed one when we moved here.
Yeah. So that's worldwide.
Okay.
3 cases per 100,000, 10,000 to 10,500. And that's what I thought. That was worldwide.
Okay.
1 million cases of TB worldwide. And how about the hantavirus?
Gosh, I was reading up on it.
Have you ever heard about it before?
I've heard of the name, but I know nothing about it.
But how many times annually does this thing come around? Do you know?
It was very, very low.
It's 250,000.
Really?
Worldwide. 250,000. 250,000 cases, and you've never heard it before. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Somebody just died, right?
Yeah.
And they were in their house, and it was a wife and a man, and people who we really, really liked as actors. And it was in New Mexico. Do you remember the actors?
Yes.
The actor? Who was it?
Yes, it was Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman, correct.
I had to think about that one.
You see how I don't interrupt you? I let you figure it out because you're getting old. And I respect your brain means something to me, and you don't love my brain. So, see?
I only love you for the looks.
And let's be honest, because you know what I can do with my little finger.
Exactly.
So, do you know his wife, what she had?
No, I do not.
She had the hantavirus.
Really?
Yes. Don't you remember there were a bunch of rats and defecation everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. She had the hantavirus. And that's what drove her and killed her. And then ultimately Gene Hackman died because of his severe...
know that.
Yeah. Nobody cared. Did we quarantine New Mexico? Did we burn her house down? No. We didn't do any of that shit. So can we calm down about this, please? Good. That's good. I'm so sick of it. It's been around for 200 years. There are a plethora of different strings of this. 4 of them can hurt humans. That's right, Kimberly. Kimberly Wise Realtor says, hi, Jean's wife died of hantavirus. She did. Nobody cared. Oh, they cared that she died, and they thought it was sad, and it sucked, and everyone thought it was foul play. Then the dog died, too. It was in the cage. That sucked. But nobody said a word about hantavirus. There was no outbreak. It happens, folks. People die of this stuff, and people die of a lot of things. So can we just shut up about it? Good. Great. We're done. It was easy. Do you feel better?
Feel much better, thank you.
This is good news day, man. This is great news. Folks, you should be donating like crazy just because it's a good news day. It's just like Matt just keeps showering me with good news all over. That was a little graphic. Showering you with good news because we have more news.
Oh, yay.
Because there's one wish that I had. The first wish was to get the killer of Charlie Kirk and to find them and to summarily charge them, give them their day in court, and then execute them. Like, that's my first wish. But my second wish is in the mornings, I wanted to cover the Charlie Kirk case. And that's what I was going to do 5 days a week, whenever it starts, which will probably be 11 our time, 10 our time, as I was going to go on and cover the case as long as I could. And it would be a long time, but I think it was important. Dude, this was silly string. Psst. You've got a sick mind, JD Stillwell. These were animal balloons, like giraffes and rhinoceros and unicorns. And you made it about penis. Says more about you than it does me, bro. So, here's your good news. The Kirk court case will be televised.
Nice.
Good news coming all across.
Alert, a judge in Utah just ruling that cameras will be allowed.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to multi-stream Candace literally melting down and like sucking down horse tranquilizers as she bounces off the walls like Lucy balls.
In the courtroom for the entire Charlie Kirk murder trial, the case against his accused killer, Tyler Robinson, is the case we're talking about. And we also learned that a preliminary hearing is set for early July. It was supposed to be in May, so that's a little bit of a delay.
That I don't like.
Seattle.
That I don't like, pushing it to July. But listen, this is a capital punishment case, okay? Capital punishment cases take 2, 3, sometimes 4 or 5 years to go. It's not a joke, folks. Depending upon the severity of these. So, take a look at OJ. And the defense is asking for continuance, and he's going to grant it because he doesn't want a mistrial. And he's going to give them everything he can within his power to make sure that defense has everything that they have. So when they appeal, and they will, it doesn't get overturned. So I'm willing to wait till July. How do you feel about it?
I'm willing to wait and have that judge dot all the I's, cross all his T's, and make sure that this is 100% how it needs to be, so there is not a mistrial. So there isn't one person out there saying, wait a second, no, he didn't kill him, blah, blah, blah. It needs to be done to the T.
Well, Candace is going to say that anyway, right? She's going to blame that the judge is Jewish, right? That Mossad got the judge.
Mm-hmm. What about the Athena Strand case, the guy who was just convicted? How long ago did that actually happen?
I thought that was last Christmas, or Christmas maybe.
So,
hold on,
but it was Texas. Texas is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it wasn't such a high profile case.
Yeah, let's find out. A little bit different here.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's a different
This is an
state,
open and shut case. They got video, they got everything, they got geocaching.
2022.
Yeah, so see, I told you 2, 3, 4 years. 2022.
3.5 years from the time it happened.
Capital punishment cases take a long time, folks. I mean, if we get this thing in July, that's moving right along. So let's make it right. Let's do it the right way. Let's do it for Charlie, and let's get this thing settled. And I just want to see Candace Owens melt down and go into the booby hatch, because That chick's nutso schizo. People are holding donations. I know it. I just the torture. Here is Justin Pearson. Justin Pearson is a phony baloney, man. This guy is the one with the fro, and it looks like the guy from Ready to Rumble. He was in Tennessee. He's the one that was on top of the police car. He's the one that had the bullhorn. He was the one that interrupted over Second Amendment rights. And then when Tennessee did the redistricting, he's doing that too. This guy called a bunch of sheriffs called him boy. And this guy is as fake as they come. I'm going to show you what he did, and then I'm going to show you how fake he is. Here it is.
Dignified as well than what he did out there in the hallways with that state trooper.
You know, this discount Malcolm Luther the King, I mean, he needs to go somewhere and sit down, frankly.
Malcolm Luther King.
Performative campaign ad speech. I mean, it's so embarrassing, and especially for someone, you know, a person of color, as the left would say. I mean, this does not represent the black community. It's performative. It is a political stunt. And
I love this lady. This is a Jew, Mason. No, I didn't say a Jew. She's not Jewish. But I'll tell you what, she's right. This is the critique of liberals on black people, that they're uppity, that they're loud, that they're all from deep backwoods Baptist churches where they all carry frogs in their pocket as the secondary bass chorus as they sing along in hymn, and eat collard greens with no shoes as they paddle back to their straw mud huts in the bayou. This is their critique on blacks. And you know what? It's just like their critique on women, where they think a man can put lipstick on. Dylan Mulvaney thinks that women are 13-year-old flippant little schoolgirls that run around in pink dresses and wear, you know, pink puffs on their ponytails. This is...
Real women do not dress like that. Real women do not wear our makeup or hair like that or talk like that.
That's right.
It just shows they're not real women.
Yeah. So good for Miss Mason. Because she's absolutely right. This is the critique of black people. This is the way they think blacks are. They're stupid. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. They're field Negroes. That's the way they're treating them. That's the way that these people like this believe that black people deserve to be treated that way. That you have to talk to them like they're a second-class citizen, and they're too. This is why Hillary Clinton says hot sauce in the bag, swag. This is why Joe Biden says, you vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black.
You don't vote for me, you ain't black.
I mean, this is what it is. This is exactly what it is.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Okay. Is it working?
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Yeah, Obama's clean. You know, a clean, articulate black man. Jeez, they're such bigots. And they've been bigots since their party was created, because it was founded and dosed and single malted in KKK philosophy and Southern Confederacy and the Daughters of the Confederacy. It's the party of slavery. It's the party of Jim Crow. It's the party of manifest destiny. It's the party of the Great Society. It's the party of anti-civil rights. It's the party of modern-day slave plantations and Japanese internment camps. And hanging people and having $1,000 rewards for any information leading to the Underground Railroad. These are the Tuskegee experiments, people. This is the Democrats. They haven't changed. Like I said, they traded in their hoods and their burning crosses for Molotov cocktails and three-piece suits.
Yep.
The same ones. This lady just cooks.
Frankly,
Thank you for the donation. Angela Hills gets us started. Thank God it's Friday to get you started. Thank you, Angela. You're the best.
Again, we're not sending our best to Congress
Chris?
or to the state.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You stupid mother.
Oh God, just you know, this has nothing to do with black, white, brown, or indifferent. But dude, to talk to another human being with such insolence. This is this guy here. This is the guy. But Matt, you're being too hard on this guy. Matt, this isn't okay. Yeah, well, watch this. Is it he?
I think so.
What were you doing?
Checking.
It's okay if you're not doing that. Don't worry about it. Here it is.
Justin J. Pearson, and I'm running for president of BSG. There are a few reasons that we're running this campaign this year. One has to do with representation. How can we represent all voices in a conversation? I wanted to do this by partnering with organizations from the Bowdoin Democrats to the Bowdoin Republicans. I want to bring together different voices, dissenting voices, voices that maybe
Michelle, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that about your first husband. I apologize greatly.
More liberal or more conservative, in order that we can reach a point of sort of the radical middle.
Here, you've had 3 strikes laws, mass incarceration, denied us of who we are, and we are still here. And today, you'll take the only majority black district from us. But I want you to know, and I want my nephew, sons, and the future to know, no matter what you do, no matter how much you try and break us and make us bend and make us quit, we will still be here.
He's so angry. Just very, very angry. I thought this was the party of peace and tolerance and the educated party. He looks like the guy from Ready to Rumble. I'm just the Sega Dreamcast game. Does everyone remember this game? I know I've shown it before, but I think it's really important that he gets royalties for this.
Yep.
It'll probably help him be happy, getting a little bit of money from a game that he was the cover of. Trying to find it. Here it is. There it is. Beautiful. There he is. Ready to Rumble 2. On the front cover. I loved him in that game. These guys, this is what they are. They're performative messes. They're completely fake. He doesn't talk like that. None of them talk like that. What's up?
My dad sent me a really, really long text, so my dad never sent me text. So
Are we just having just bad news left and right, or what? Like, I was saying how good the news was, and then we get 2 horrible texts in a row? So I just appreciate it if everyone could just keep your hands together for Chuck and say a really long prayer. We finally got an update, and he's just fighting right now. How's your dad?
He's okay. We're not sure the diagnosis. We're not sure if it's RA or the other one.
Okay.
So not sure he's doing a steroid thing. If it's the other type of arthritis, then it's a temporary. If it's rheumatoid, it's permanent. But now he's worried about us because females in the family have a very big risk of getting it when their family members get it. The females
You gotta
can't
get
get it hard.
You gotta lift your mic up, baby. It's like every show I'm telling you, you're too low. So Chuck, just put your hands together and huge prayers. He's going through some pretty serious stuff. And I'm not going to go into detail because it's not my story to tell, but just I knew something was wrong because he always gets back to me. And he hasn't been, and I haven't seen him on the show, so I was worried about him. So I had Olivia reach out, and that's where we're at right now. I can't believe I'm going to call this guy Charlemagne the God. This idiot had a conversation with Dana White and tried to get Dana White, who is, you know who he is. He's the president CEO of the UFC. Yeah. And tried to get him to turn on President Trump, and just the fierce loyalty of Dana White is incredible, and it's commendable. It's something you would want to watch. Here it is.
Trump is a good friend of mine. I mean, I've been friends with him for 25 years. Friends. I mean, He just happened to become the president of the United States. This was a guy that was always good to me and, always treated me well, and I did it.
I can understand that. That's your friend. But when your friend has a disapproval rating of 62%, right, record high, people say they don't like his handling of the Iran war, the economy's shitty, cost of living for people is fucked up. Why can't you tell your friend he's failing the people? As a friend.
Well, he's the president of the United States.
Still your friend, though.
And yeah, I know. But, for me to get involved in, it's like, I'm sure people disagree with you that are friends with you, and everybody has friends that you just, doesn't mean you're not friends with them anymore. It doesn't mean that you.
Oh, no, I didn't say you shouldn't be friends with him. I just said, why can't you tell your friend he's failing the people? Because these are the same people who make UFC a success.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree that he's failing the people. When the president is done in 3 years, people will look back on and realize a lot of the good things. See, I'm closer to him too, and I see all the good things that he does.
But tariff inflation has increased the price of household goods, increased utility bills because household electricity costs have gone up 9%. The failure to extend the Affordable Care Act has fucked up people's health care. Everyday working class people who support your sport are hurting.
You're never going to have a president that everybody approves 100% of everything they do, and not everything is always going to be perfect. You're going to have some things that work out great and a lot of things that don't.
Oh, I agree.
When they're the president of the United States.
But can you tell your friend when he's...
Yeah, we talk about a lot of things, but I don't try to get into...
You like everything he's doing?
Like I just said, you're never going to agree with everything. But
So your relationship with Trump is bigger than business. It's actually personal.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a real friendship.
But don't be a glazer, though, Dana.
Don't be what?
A glazer. Like just somebody that just tells him he's great. A yes man, basically.
Yeah.
You got to tell him when he's...
I don't think...
Okay. That's not what glazing means, okay? It's a porno term. So my son said it, and I almost knocked him across the room. He's like, oh, man, I don't understand why this guy always glazes me. And I'm like, excuse, what the hell did you just say? He's like, glazing, man. It means like, kissing his ass. I said, no, that's not what it means, bro. It means on their face repeatedly to glaze someone. I don't know if I'm Dana White and he's my age, somebody says that to me, I'm going to knock somebody out. So Charlemagne using that word is not necessarily the word that I would go ahead and pick. And Dana White doesn't seem to be a kiss ass to me either way.
Anybody's ever accused me of being a yes man. Okay. Listen, I'm not an overly political person either.
Are you part of the MAGA movement culturally? Do you align with their ideologies and their
culturally?
Values? I consider myself right down the middle or leaning a little liberal, to be honest with you. Everybody thinks I'm some far right guy because of our relationship.
Yeah, because it's interesting. Most CEOs try to stay politically neutral to protect the brand. You almost seem kind of like proud to be political, I guess.
Not proud to be political. I mean, I'm just saying that this guy is my friend, and nothing is perfect. And whoever is the next president, right or left, isn't going to be perfect either.
Well, what about when people say that you're the reason?
Jerry Richardson, donate $26.25. Prayers for Chuck. Thank you, Jerry. Give Bobby a huge hug for us, please.
Yes, a lot of young male voters, because of, you have seen everything that you have, voted for Trump. And that was something that, like, even if you didn't mean to do, it was widely talked about, and you still leaned into helping his popularity in the space.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
But that gets political then.
Yeah.
No shit.
So you're responsible for the high tariffs and the high inflation costs, and
I guess so. I guess if that's the way you want to look at it,
for people
it's all my fault.
No, I'm just saying you're responsible for people's health care getting cut. I'm just saying, like, that's what you're essentially saying.
Okay.
Essentially.
I mean, I that's not the way I look at it, but I guess I could see why you would look at it that way, and you could frame it like that. Trump is...
Yeah, for anybody, listen, you want to know what blasphemy is?
Yeah.
That's it. First of all, it's a guy named Charlemagne the God. I don't lecture me about history and the lineage of Charlemagne. I promise I understand it better than you do. Okay? I don't give a shit. Charlemagne the God, there is one God. And then for him to say Jesus Christ and label himself as God, that's blasphemy. That's blasphemy right there. That's what it is. You're using the name of God for your own elevation. That's what he was talking about. Don't use my name in vain. So I can't stand that guy. His entire premise is sacrilegious. And I think if you're going to be a host, you've got to be somewhat pragmatic about your beliefs. Where if somebody's sitting across from you don't agree with, you don't need to necessarily tear them up because of what you've heard or what you think they are. You should hold them accountable for the things that they say and do while in front of you. Because those are the interactions that are directed at you, not the other ones. But what this guy's doing is saying because of association, that Dana White somehow advocated for Trump, that he's responsible for tariffs and high prices. And you haven't even made the case that that's Trump's fault. Because look what he inherited. And it's been a year. And there's been progress. Remember eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Remember chicken?
Yep.
Remember bread?
Yep.
He got gas prices down for a considerable amount of time, almost 4 months, and then they went back up because of Iran.
Yep.
So we have to assume he's going to get them down again. So I don't hold the same thought process that he does. But the whole ergo hoc proctor hoc analogy is wrong. And it's a fallacy argument. Because of A and B, C happen. Because I was riding on the road and I hit a nail, nails are bad. Because A and B, C happened. I was driving on a road, I hit a nail, nails in the road are bad. All nails and all roads are bad. It's a conclusion that makes no sense. And he's making the connective tissue and lines of delineation between Dana White having Trump at a UFC match as creating any of the perceived bad things that are happening in our country right now, not only blaming Trump, but blaming Dana White. It's stupid. It's childish. It's nana nana boo boo, stick your head in doo-doo. It's more performative nonsense. Your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm just reading Melanie. She's like, Charlemagne is then responsible for the inner city gangs and murder rate. He's responsible for the fraud, the EBT, and Section 8 then. He's the reason Americans are dead at the hands of illegals.
Preach.
I mean, if you're going to support that, then just because you voted for somebody or supported or are friends with somebody does not mean you are responsible for their actions. Just because Dana White openly supports Donald Trump and came out at his rallies and the RNC in 2024 does not mean that Dana White is responsible for any actions Trump takes as president. If I'm not mistaken, Dana White is not in the cabinet. Therefore, he has absolutely no say on any type of policy that is happening in the United States.
Correct.
So why is he at fault?
And you haven't even connected your original comment that any of this is Trump's fault. Let me explain something to you. I tried to explain to people what inflation was and why it's so terribly bad. But I'm going to remind you, everybody, okay? Remember Joe Biden had inflation. First of all, you understand compounded interest, right? You know what that means?
I think so.
Okay.
Explain it to me.
You basically gain interest upon the interest.
Okay.
So in the sense that you have a bill, it's $1,000. They want you to pay $110. $75 of that is interest. You move it and you pay just the principal. Mm-hmm. That interest goes onto the loan, and then you collect interest on the interest, not the original loan. That's compounded interest, and it's basically double. It's a double you right in the keister, okay? And that's how credit cards kill you. They get you 21 APR, and then they compound the interest, and they keep hitting you. That's why I tell you, pay off your credit cards. Put it on there, pay it off, because credit cards, you want to do controlled. You want to put $300 in groceries and put it off till next month, have one collection of interest, pay the $6-7 in interest so it helps your credit. Sure, that's good. But don't leave it on there because it'll just keep hitting you. Well, this is the problem with inflation. Listen to this real quick, Liv.
Listening.
The problem with inflation is it's compounded. So what does it mean? Well, if inflation is 0, Okay. Which there's no such thing.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be inflation. It would be deflation or stagnation, right?
Stagnation. Yeah.
Stagnation at zero, which is impossible, or it would be, and there is no such thing as deflation when it comes to, there's always inflation. The cost of goods, prices of things always increase. Always. It's just the way it works. And there's always some inflation. Always. And you can be 6.6%, 1%, 1.5%, somewhere under 2% is always a decent amount of inflation where it's not going to affect the overall economy and the cost of goods and the valuation of the dollar. Now, when inflation goes up to 10%, does that mean that the cost of everything rose 10%?
No.
No. Why?
Because not everything.
Nope.
That's
Nope. You're on the wrong track.
Okay.
Compounded interest. Think about it. So for one quarter, it went up 10%. What's going to happen the next quarter if you don't lower it?
It's going to go up another 10%?
It's going to have a compounding effect, and it's going to stack.
Okay.
The reason why is because your baseline needs to be zero, but your baseline can't be zero in inflation. So you're always going to have some inflation. Cost of goods are always going to go up. But when it is out of control and spiraling at 10%, it will compound. So there were times it was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it almost got to 11, then came back down. For every quarter that was at that 9, it stacked. So actually the true inflation amount for those 2 years of Joe Biden brought us close to 31%. And it hasn't gone back down because what did I just say about inflation?
Compacts.
But no, it never goes down. It never goes negative. It never goes negative 12%. You're like, oh, costs of goods are going down. That doesn't happen. Bread is the same price it was in 1960. It's just the dollar is worth less. And so therefore, a loaf of bread now would be like $30 in 1960. $30. Some people didn't make $30 a week. $120 a month is what some people made in 1960, and they were doing fairly well. So it never went down from Biden. So all this bullshit that, oh, Donald Trump, these prices. No, Donald Trump's kept inflation down. He's kept it where it's needed to be, that 2% mark. And it's flirted with 2.4, come back down to 1.7, 1.8, but he's keeping it where it's at. The problem is cost of goods can't come down. That is an unrealistic expectation, but what he can do is he can cheapen gas. He can work on energy. This impacts everything, and that's his policy. He didn't want to go with Iran. He didn't want to hit Iran. He knew what it would do, but he had to, so he did it. But it's going to affect our pricing. But if you look at what was happening, all cost of goods were not increasing. In fact, they were lowering compared to the valuation of our dollar. So when you blame Trump for prices increasing, you can't do that because prices haven't increased under Trump except for one market, which is beef. And beef increased because Biden killed 1 million cows because there was a string of separate sectors of cattle that had mad cow. So he killed 1 million of them. And our productive rate of cattle couldn't take that because we were not generating a surplus of cattle. And we found ourselves behind the 8 ball. All of a sudden, we had a high demand and low supply. That drives the price up. So what does he do? He goes to South America and tries to buy our Argentinian beef. You know what the Democrats say? What a loser. Why is he buying foreign beef? Why doesn't he take care of the cattle ranchers? He did. They had a record 2 years in a row. They had 2 of the best quarters ever under Trump. The problem is they don't have enough. This is what happens. Liberals lie to you. They don't tell you the truth because here's the reason: they don't know the truth. They don't look into this. They don't research. They don't investigate. They just take all the stuff from CNN. That's one of these. They just take all that from CNN and then they spit it all out. They regurgitate it. But if you ask them just a surface level question, they just completely implode because they don't. Here's an example. Liv heard this with me today. Someone was talking to me about the Great Party Switch. And the guy's like, you're a stupid MAGA. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, dude. Great. What's your point? The party switched. Okay, what's your evidence of this? Well, it was a generational switch that started in Okay. And what are you claiming? That the Republicans are the party of racists. Okay. What is your current proof of that within the last 35, 40 years? You can't go back to 1863 because I'll disprove the shit out of that too. But let's do current. Our lifetimes are close too. And he said, well, the South switched. And I said, okay, so you're saying the South switched. So the 13 Southern states, were they opposed to the civil rights movement? Yeah. How long? How long did they oppose it? 175 years? And then all of a sudden they supported it? That's number one. Number two is, why did it take the Southern states 22 years to vote for a GOP presidential candidate? 22 years, Reagan is what it took from the civil rights movement. If there was a party switch, why did it take them 22 years to vote GOP? And then your last statement is, you're telling me that there was a great party switch and all of a sudden Republicans were owning all 13 Southern states were Republican. Then what you're saying is that the South, something happened, there was a switch. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the South is more racist today or less racist than 1963? Oh, it's less racist. So you're saying it got less racist under Republican control? They can't answer any of this because it's called facts, but it's facts that a child can understand. It's not some obscure passage that somebody wrote in a newspaper. These are questions that they can't answer because it disproves their theory. Is the South less racist than it was in 1963? Then the Republicans made the South less racist. Or could it possibly be that the South was behind in innovation, behind in industry, behind in commerce, relied on slave labor, and all of that was taken away? They were an agriculture-based economy and had to find secondary means of production, and they didn't have the Industrial Revolution because they didn't have the infrastructure from the North. And the North kept their foot on the South for quite a long time. And it bred ignorance and low test scores and racism, and the Klan gained power. And racism, 700,000 strong Democrats, by the way, went to the DNC. Why would Republicans go to the DNC in Chicago? Well, we know why, because they're Democrats. So you have to ask yourself a question. Is it possible that the South matriculated over generations into a less racist society because that's what societies do when they become a modern and productive country in the world stage? Whether it be a state, whether it be a city, whether it be a town, whether it be an entire country, progressing towards human rights, civil rights, and law is a natural pathway to successful countries throughout history. And what's antithetical to that is the downfall of those countries, whether it be empires, whether it be Russia, whether it be China, whether it be the English, whether it be the Japanese, whether it be the Huns or the Mongolians, the Romans, the Greeks, no matter what. The moment you transfer power away from the people and remove it and start isolating the citizenry, this is when your country ultimately will fall. The empire will fall. The same thing is true for the South. So they move towards a more amicable and open society. And this is why Louisiana, Georgia, and Alabama have some of the highest test scores over the last 5 years of any state. Any state. And these were some of the worst states because they have moved into a different era of thought. And you're going to say Republicans were responsible for all that? I'll agree with you. You win. But there was no party switch because those facts are 100% irrefutable. Sorry I went off on that.
No, you're fine.
Pisses me off. Mr. Johnson, Gabby Johnson is right about Gabby Johnson being right. Reverend. My impersonations are extreme, and they're very good, and I've got a lot of them. Reverend, the sheriff's a
Oh, it's true. It's true.
Baby, baby, please. The 3-stitch and gluing are my limit. And you're making a German spectacle of yourself.
And let me slip into something a little more comfortable. What are you thinking about there, dear?
See that? Steady as a rock. Yeah, but I shoot with this hand. What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? Someone's got to go back to town and get a shitload of dimes. Sorry for the long haul, but I any liberals watching right now, I will debate you on the party switch, and I will destroy you. I will destroy you. Anytime you're ready, bring it. I have made video after video on this, and we're going to talk about Strom Thurmond. We're going to talk about Byrd. We're going to talk about George Wallace. We're going to talk why Obama, Clinton, and Biden eulogized a grand wizard in the KKK. We're also going to go ahead and ask you another question. Why did the SPLC give money to David Duke's campaign? Why were Democrats secretly funding David Duke, who was a Republican racist, a Klan member? Can anyone tell me why the SPLC was giving David Duke money?
No.
Wow, racism's awfully funny when you have to create it. Can't be that bad, can it? Coexist crowd wishes death. $46.25. It's a tough go. Steven donated $10. Let's do this, people. Challenge is on. Yes, it would be nice. It's okay. I have faith. I'm not going to worry about it. We have 45 minutes. I'm not going to let it get to me tonight. Coexist crowd wishes death. Here it is.
Okay, everyone's entitled to his or her opinion, First Amendment. But for a group that claims to be all about compassion and tolerance, they're the most intolerant people on the face of the planet. What message is sending our kids?
The most intolerant people are the ones who have the lawn signs that say hate has no home here. That's exactly where hate has a home in America. What you see is after now 3 assassination attempts on President Trump's life, that yet Democrats and these far left radicals continue once again to have this hateful and violent political rhetoric, and rhetoric that frankly is a call to arms to these people. You saw that with the latest assassination attempt, right? He was called to arms by the same people that are Mark Hamill. Yet why hasn't Disney denounced Mark Hamill when they fired Gina Carano?
Yeah, I was just going to say Gina Carano simply said that the COVID passports and the mandatory vaxxing and lockdowns were like Nazi Germany. It was resembling Nazi Germany in the beginning of Nazi Germany. How is that wrong? Katie Miller, we got to get her on the show. She seems grounded.
If you remember that, during COVID, she was fired for her outspoken conservative views. Disney immediately fired her. They've said nothing about Mark Hamill today. 3 days ago, President Barack Obama appeared with Mark Hamill in a video. Yet where is he condemning this action? He's the one who says we need to calm and tone down that rhetoric.
Did you hear what Mark Hamill did?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this? I mean, Gina Carano gets fired, and Mark Hamill just gets to continue to make royalties. I mean, Mark Hamill's a multimillionaire for the rest of his life just on the royalties alone of the Star Wars movies.
It's hypocrisy at its finest, but it doesn't surprise me. If you are Republican or conservative and open about it, you don't fit into Hollywood or the industry. They're not. They're Democrat, they're left, they're liberal, and they make it known that they don't want you if you are going to speak your mind about conservative things. But if you want to speak your mind about anything that the left agrees with, then go for it. They'll support you all they want. But Hollywood is not a place for Republicans, for sure.
I hated him in the new Star Wars. I mean, just drinking the tit juice of a frickin' what? Yeah. Green, just gross. So stupid. I'm going to burn down the tree of knowledge. I'm going to destroy the Jedi party. Okay, puppy.
What did she get?
What do you think she got? She got her baby. She's eating her toy. You guys hear that? Oh yeah, it's coming across the mic. Dude, Mark Hamill's gross. Just so gross. This video is good. Go ahead. Charity Lamb, $10. Thank you, Charity. We love you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Charity. $56.25. It is political. You know, this is interesting. Everyone who says, oh, racial gerrymandering isn't political. Hey! No. You don't bite the kitty like you treat your baby. You can kill her.
She tried biting the kitty?
She tried to treat the kitty, and yeah. I don't think she was trying to bite her, but she was trying to grab her like she's doing her baby. She didn't understand. Our cat's so traumatized.
If she was traumatized, she'd hide on her tower, the top of her tower.
Be nice. You don't need to beat her up. She's not a chew toy.
She needs another puppy.
She's your sister.
We're not.
She's got another puppy. She's got Ethan.
That's a good point.
Ethan's close to a dog. Yeah, Roseanne Barr was the same way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and they didn't fire Jimmy Kimmel. They fired him.
No, they didn't, did they?
No.
Same shit, different day. It is political. And you know what? This is really good. Like, this is probably one of the best speeches I've heard in quite a while. Listen to this.
Now I'm going to show you the Indiana Senate Majority Leader, Chris Garton, a fiery speech in favor of the 9-0 map for Indiana.
Some will say these maps are political. Let me be clear. Policy is political. Safe streets are political. Look at Indianapolis. Affordable electricity is political. Drug-free Indiana is political. Peace in the Middle East is political. Dealt with it firsthand. If drawing a map that secures 2 more seats for the Republican Party means that we continue to see overdose deaths drop by 20%, then I'll draw that map every single day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Come on.
If drawing a map means that we'll continue to see a 93% drop in illegal immigration, then I'll sign it with a smile on my face. We're not here to be neutral arbiters of decline. We're here to be active agents of American greatness.
I'll take it.
Good for him.
Good speech.
Yep.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'd buy that for $1. Mel Lowe. Mega prayers for Chuck. Yeah, I'm not having a real good time right now. Mega prayers for Chuck and family, 103.48. Yeah, I'm not in a good state. Yeah, I just want to get through and want to get into the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Moving on. Sheridan Gorman parents were on Fox News, and I want you to listen to Mayor Brandon here and the way that he disassociates the murder from the murderer. And who is that, Matt? His name is, hold on.
Now I'm going to show you the Indiana Senate Majority Leader, Chris Garton.
Chris Garton. Reminds me of Nick Freitas, but a little harder. But here's Sheridan Gorman's parents on Mayor Brandon and his reply on what he said. Listen to what he said. We'll talk about it.
One of those other people is the mayor of Chicago. And here's what he said after the news of Sheridan's murder.
We continue to grieve the loss of Sheridan and other victims who have fallen because of senseless violence. We're going to double down on our efforts to ensure that we create safe communities across the city.
This is not senseless violence.
No, this was preventable. This should never have happened. My sister should be here. Their child.
Someone said wrong place, wrong time, the older woman, and actually suggested that she might have startled this man. Yeah. And that just, it flays me. It just lays my heart wide open. And honestly, my daughter was not in the wrong place in the wrong time. This man was. This man was. And every day, that's what we wake up with. And every day, we're gonna fight. We're actually kind of quiet people, and this is we're nervous speaking to people, but we're going to do everything we can. I cannot, as a mother, and you don't have to be a mother to feel this love. This could have been your best friend. This man did not ask what her political affiliation was. He did not ask if she was born in America or not. This can touch anyone. It can touch anyone, any family, any person that you might love. And it wasn't a wrong place, wrong time. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So I haven't heard anything about this, so I don't know anything of what happened.
Yeah. So first of all, I just want to get your comments on that, and I'll walk you through what happened. Just Brandon Johnson and people like him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, I've never liked him at all.
Right.
He honestly, he reminds me a little bit of Ilhan Omar, just a little bit.
Yeah, he replaced your favorite Beetlejuice.
Yep.
Yeah.
The match lady.
The The blue diamond match. Black diamond.
Match lady.
Sheridan Gorman, she was 18, freshman at Loyola University, was shot and killed in Chicago. Police say she was walking with her friends near Toby Prince Beach and Rogers Park. Masked man approached the group and opened fire. Prosecutors allege the suspect chased the group before shooting her. He's Venezuelan national, illegal, first-degree murder, attempted murder, and was in here under Joe Biden's regime. So that's it. Another senseless killing.
Another murder that could have been prevented had the borders not been wide open and unchecked.
And it's a senseless killing in that sense, right? And so when Brandon Johnson says that, he should take ownership, but he doesn't. He doesn't want to talk about that. He never does. Every time someone brings up his city or drugs or
my city's perfect.
Right?
Nothing's wrong with my city.
He just
My
moves
city-
on.
Yep.
You're not going to
He's
talk about that.
Just
horrible human being.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Yes, my cat is like 7 pounds, and yes, she can defend herself, but not when my dog, who is 75 pounds and has her mouth around my cat's head. So no, I'm going to tell the dog to stop. Sorry, that's just the way it's going to be. And she's squeaking her puppy right now, right, laying on the bed with my cat, and my cat is looking at her like, you are a stupid furry idiot, and you smell like garbage, and I hate you. But they love each other. Can you guys hear that? See if I can do this. I haven't done this in a while.
There she goes.
Oh, come on. I was just going to do it. Damn it. Because I was going to bring this over. Let's see.
Now Ash is looking at her like, why'd you leave? I just
Right.
want to snuggle.
But wait,
Where are you going?
but my, oh, what in the shit is going on with this camera? Liv,
I have no idea.
what in the name of God? How is it getting this? Look. How is it getting that when I'm straight ahead? Okay, I'm confused. Do you want to tell me what's going on, Liv?
No.
How in the? I'm done. This is too confusing. This is when you just put it down and go, this is Satan and witchcraft, and I'm done. Anyway, it's amazing. Once I do that, they leave. Marco Rubio had some things to say. We're going to get to AOC's comments and The View as well.
Oh boy, The View. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
You're really excited about AOC. You wanted to talk about that.
Oh, yes, I did.
It's not a mirror image, Melanie. It's something different. Here's the UFO, or Rubio, and then we'll do UFOs. Folks, donations, $159.73. We're about $140 away from $300. Would love to end the week off right, going
And
into the weekend.
do have to leave right around 9 because I got to go pick Hayden up.
We're done at 9. We have to be done at 9. I'm done at 9.
Yeah, we got to go pick Hayden up.
I'm done at 9. So here it is.
What you saw yesterday was U.S. destroyers moving through international waters being fired upon by the Iranians, and the U.S. responded defensively to protect itself. That's what you saw. I mean, that's separate and distinct from Operation Epic Fury. If you fire a drone or a missile at our destroyer, what are we supposed to do? Let it hit it? We have to respond to it. We have to knock down the missile, and we have to knock out whatever it is that launched that missile. The alternative is to let it sink one of our ships. That's crazy. So, of course, we responded to it.
Well, yes, but the point is, if there's not much seizing in the firing, because we've
Well, you
seen
should
some
ask that of the
attacks.
Iranians. Don't ask me. We didn't fire. They fired on us. My point is, if you fire at a U.S. Navy ship, what are we supposed to do? Say, oh, there's a ceasefire. We're not going to shoot down your drone. That's a stupid question. That's a stupid position to take. Of course we fired back at them. They were shooting at us. That's what I would expect to do. Only stupid countries don't shoot back when you're shot at. And we're not a stupid country.
I
love it.
He's been hanging out with JD because that's the way JD is. Poppy, it's almost time, okay? She's pacing. She's like, Grandma's here, and Grandma won't pay attention to her. Grandma's like, no, I'm not talking to you, dog. And she's very, very distraught about this. She's very, very distraught about this.
Hello, Ash.
Love Rubio too. Here is UFOs. Now, Olivia?
Yes.
When I say UFO, what do you think of?
little green space aliens.
Correct.
Yes.
A UFO they are all over the place. They happen all the time. Remember the drones we had?
Yes.
And the drone scare, how I debunked that for everybody.
Oh my
and
gosh.
we were so right about that, and everyone's
those
like,
crazy, those
idiots.
crazy turkey vulture
flying
drones.
turkey vulture drones. And we explained to everybody, and we helped them understand, and they called us crazy, and that China had or Iran had a drone carrier off the coast, and oh
the
my
mothership.
God. So enough, okay? UFOs are unidentified flying objects. That doesn't mean little spacemen. It means that it's an unidentified flying object. There are UFOs all the time. You can go up into the sky and look at it and go, what the hell is that? That's a UFO. It's an unidentified, you don't know what it is. It's a little light and it's going across. You think it's a plane, but you don't know what it is. And even if it's a plane, you don't know what type of plane it is. It's an unidentified flying object. That's it. You notice they're not saying little spacemen. Yes, I'm putting up the countdown clock because we have not hit goal. And we need to get there. 32:45. That's good enough. And we'll go. Chuck called in last night. No. Jane, that's Frank Wood. Chuck's yeah, I'm not I just Chuck needs prayers right now. He's going through a lot, and he's going through a lot. So I'm going to respect his privacy and his wife's privacy right now, and we're in contact, and we're praying for him, and we're here for him, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. I would appreciate it, because the next time I'm going to have to go. So if we could just move on, and nobody did anything wrong, I just if you can't tell, I don't want to talk about this. Okay? Thanks. And I'm not mad at anybody for asking. That is nothing, Christine. I love you. You're amazing. I've answered it, and Christine has nothing to do with you. Okay. UFOs, here it is. Not little green spacemen and space aliens, okay? Okay.
Fox News alert, the Trump administration releasing the first batch of files related to UFOs and alien life.
So is the truth really out there?
Senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy joins us live with the details. What have you learned, Peter?
Good morning. So a White House official left this hard drive on my desk overnight. You can see on it, it says AARO files copy 203. That is the all domain resolution office, copy 203. This is the first big batch of UFO disclosure ordered by President Trump. Some of the clips and videos on there have popped up different places before. Some of them have not. And we have been going through this all morning and overnight to try to put together some of the best videos so we can all look at this together. This is a world exclusive right here. So let's go to the first clip over the skies of the United Arab Emirates in June 2024. An inverted teardrop with a vertically linear trailing mass, as described by the War Department, suspended below. The War Department cannot say for sure what this is. It is officially listed as an unresolved UAP report. The next video, over the skies of Iraq, December 2022, moving bottom left to top right of the field of view. All CENTCOM gets from this is an area of contrast. That's what they describe it as. It is officially still listed as an unresolved UAP report. Next video, over the skies of Greece, October 2023. What is described as a small and circular UAP flying near the surface of the ocean towards land. CENTCOM can't tell us what it is. It is officially listed as an unresolved UAP report. Within the last 2 minutes, all of these videos have gone live on war.gov/UFO, and a White House official tells Fox First, while past administrations sought to discredit or dissuade the American people, President Trump is focused on providing maximum transparency to the public, who can ultimately make up their own minds about the information contained in these files. And there's also a fresh look at some historical records. There's this from Apollo 7.
JD Stillwell donated 2027 prayers to all who need them, and I appreciate all who have had me in theirs this past week.
Yes.
Absolutely, Jade.
And Mike, I think Dingy, thank you very much. You can get this on our website.
Yeah,
TheDumbShow.com. You can go to the store and you can buy this hoodie. The Leering Center.
The Leering Center.
The Leering, Quality Leering Center. 1-800-PIRATES. You can get this hoodie. It's one of my favorites.
And a whole bunch of other stuff, especially coffee, which we have good coffee for decent prices. Go take a look. Veteran made. It's fantastic. Here's the rest.
17 included in this
UAP question. Unidentified anomalous phenomena. Okay. So there it is. UAP.
document dump.
Deborah Paris. I'm ahead of it.
Are you?
Deborah, we love you. Thank you so much. UAP is a unidentified anomalous phenomena. It's unidentified anomalous phenomena. Mettez des coins, c'est donc in honor of Deborah Paris, that rhymes with UAP. You are a good friend to me.
I have to go pee-pee.
Do, re, mi. It burns when I pee.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, here's the rest.
One of the astronauts says, we've got a few very bright particles or fragments or something that go drifting by as we maneuver. The control center says, Roger, understood. Another astronaut says, there's a whole bunch of big ones on my window down there, just bright. It looks like the 4th of July.
Oh, that sounds like a great time. I like big ones all over.
My window at night.
Oh, it sounds like code. Woo. Deborah Paris.
I think that's what Harry
I got to read this off. You can't do that. I got to read it.
Sorry.
Deborah Paris donated $10. Got my America 250 shirt today. It's perfect. Can you believe how quick that was? That fast. I mean, that's unbelievable. What a turnaround. Did everyone get their shirts today? I mean, seriously. Mark, we're still doing the UFO stuff right now. What were you saying, Livy?
I was going to say, I wonder if that's the code talk that Harry Sasson used and
Yeah.
Don Lemon when they use when they're trying to be secretive and all that.
Yes.
Out of Ron's window. Another astronaut says, yes, now you can see some of them in shape. They're very jagged, angular fragments that are tumbling. This exchange has long been dismissed as floating insulation. But now the White House is saying, while this photo has been previously released and discussed by keen observers, there is no consensus about the nature of the anomaly. And this all started, of course, because we asked the president about it in February.
Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. You know,
So aliens are real.
well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. Well, he made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it.
So the government is trying to answer the question, do aliens exist? And the answer is, they don't know, but in an effort of transparency, they are giving us all of the material that they are working with as they try to answer that question.
All right.
Back to you.
Peter, so many questions. The internet has been ablaze about this for a long time. And one of the things that the unidentified anomalous phenomena people want to know is...
You had to look that up, Doofus. I'm just telling you.
What the government has...
I like him, by the way. I like all the morning. I watch...
Except for Rachel Compost-Duffy.
Oh, Rachel Compost-Duffy's fine. She's just annoying.
Collected from belief that these things crashed. There was crash retrieval and that we have some sort of evidence. Is there anything in this batch of released files that would answer that question?
There's nothing in this batch, but we've been told that this is about to become a regular thing because there are hundreds of documents and dozens of pieces of media, videos and photos that are contained on this drive that has just been uploaded to the new website, which is war.gov/UFO. There is nothing like that in this batch, but they are going through and they are working to declassify whatever they can because...
you know what my thoughts are on aliens? We should deport them too. So I don't care. This is stupid. If you saw a drone 25 years ago up in the sky, you would absolutely go, holy shit, that's a UFO.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's an alien. We're all screwed. We're going to die. People saw drones a year and a half ago and literally freaked the out and thought we were being invaded and spacemen were coming. This was a year and a half ago. There is shit that the government has that when the SR-71 took off, its engine exhaust was so unique because it actually segmented. And in the sense that a flame doesn't segment, a flame is connected. And usually the only place it segments is at the fuel source, right? So fire comes, I wish Chuck was here. He would tell you and explain this to you. But you can look through a lighter and you can see that there's gas coming up and then it ignites. But it doesn't ignite the gas all the way down because then it would blow up in your hand and that's not good. But if you take a look at the SR-71 and the way it exhaust works, the actual turbine puts out like a butane lighter, but it segments. It breaks in like 6 spots. It starts and stops and starts and stops and starts and stops. And it's an amazing thing. Well, when people would see that and it would fly, and occasionally it would, they wouldn't see the SR-71 itself. They would just see the exhaust and swore to God that it was 2 independent flying saucer doodads, and it was an SR-71. There are things that I've seen photographs that I can tell you what it is if I could tell you what it is. But this is why I was really good at breaking down the drones. And I could go, nope, that's a Cessna. Nope, that's a Piper Cub. Nope, this is a drone. This is an MQ-8. This is a Reaper. This is a flying attack. And remember, they were flying and reverse engineering what, folks? The Shahed drones that they were catching in Ukraine. I couldn't tell you that at the time. But now that's open information. Remember, we revolutionized the Shaheds? And we made our own, and we started using those in Iran, remember?
Yeah.
Well, those are what we were testing on the East Coast, and those were what a lot of those drones were, that nobody knew what they were. They were all in the shape of triangles, and people were like, what the hell is that? It's a Shahed drone. I could have told you that, but I couldn't tell you that. Now I can tell you that, and now you know. But see, what we don't do is go back and go, let's look at some old stories, and let's put 2 and 2 together and see what we've got. People don't do that. My memory is like a freaking trap. And I remember all that shit. SR-71, I'll show you a picture. So take a look at this. This is a pretty iconic image. First of all, it's beautiful. See that? Mm-hmm. Tell me you wouldn't think if you saw that exhaust and it wasn't at dusk and you saw that you wouldn't think that looks like UFOs.
Yeah.
I mean, because you wouldn't see the plane, you just see the exhaust, and you'd be like, "What the hell is that?" It's 6 or 7 independent blue lights all running parallel of each other. This is, oh my God! It's a UFO.
People freaked out over the Starlink.
Yeah, look at that.
Remember, it flew over the house. We were like, "What in the world is that?"
Yeah, but look at that. Look at the contrail and the lights. Tell me that's not Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You're not like going, "Oh my God, that looks like do 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 do." Come on. So a lot of this shit is explained. This is the way it is. Okay? All right. I believe aliens are real. You get to believe anything you guys want. Okay? All right? But I also understand the ramifications of assigning that qualified life would have to be somewhere within our galaxy. And if it isn't, the amount of distance they would have to travel, they're on a long enough timeline becomes theoretically impossible, even at the speed of light. So then you would have to consider this. Why? So I don't know what to tell you, folks. I've seen known incontrovertible proof of alien life, but I have seen that The View is full of shit. Here it is.
Well, then the Republicans are going to lose, because I do not think that Marco Rubio can remove the stench of the Trump administration from his very being. He is the son of immigrants from Cuba that came here in 1956. How dare he stand by complicitly and allow Latinos to be rounded up, allow American citizens to be shot in the face and shot in the chest and shot in the back? How dare he allow the voting...
Are we talking about the inner city? What are we
and by
talking about?
idly, while the Voting Rights Act is gutted and disenfranchising African-American voting, something that African-Americans who built this joint for free, who built this country for free, be disenfranchised.
Are we just going to ignore the Chinese and the Irish and the whites who were also slaves? More white people built the White House than actual slaves. Are we going to just ignore that there were large groups of Europeans who were slaves? No. Oh, okay. We're going to just say all slaves were from sub-Sahara Africa. That's what we're going to say. We're going to pretend. Oh, okay.
Of their vote. And at the moment, as the Secretary of State, immigrants from travel ban countries are currently in limbo. The Trump administration has expanded travel restrictions to include 39 countries facing full or partial bans. As the Secretary of State, black and brown countries. And what about Haiti? You think a Haitian is allowed to be here with their temporary status just thrown away and going back to a country that is in complete political turmoil when his very parents left political turmoil and found asylum here?
Actually, can I tell you something? They didn't leave political turmoil. They left, as you mentioned, in 1956. 1956. So they left before the Cuban Revolution. They left because they were poor.
Whoops.
How dare you go on national TV every single day and lie to the American people?
Yeah.
How dare you agree that Donald Trump should have been assassinated, so you kind of throw it under the rug? How dare you say what you say and act like you act? So right back at you, Chicky Doo.
Yeah, she's a retard. So
wanker.
No, she's
retard alert. Yes.
That one's good for her. Jury is in, jury is out. Mike Dingy said Starlink. Yeah, Starlink was dude, I freaked out when I saw Starlink. I'm like,
yeah, it was. And I was on the show, and we're like, "What in the world is that?"
They're all in a line, and they're geosynchronous, and they're moving horizontally. Holy fuck! Because you guys got to understand, I'm a practical, logical person, and when I'm like, they're flying uniform. It's a complete symmetric. It's not refraction from light. Sometimes light will refract and it'll expand just because the optical lens of your human eye can't necessarily focus on that light, so refraction happens. You'll see a halo around light. It wasn't. It was a pure source of light. I'm like, holy shit, okay. The size of them were incredibly big. They were silent, and they were moving at an ungodly amount of speed. And I'm like, huh? No idea. And you could ask Olivia. I'm like, Daddy, what is that?
Yeah, I remember we took a video and came on the show and told you.
And then I started researching. I'm like, oh, it's Starlink. And immediately I knew. I'm like, okay, it's geosynchronous satellites. But they're not geosynchronous. They're independently moving. And geosynchronous means they stay in position with the rotation of the Earth at one fixed location. They're not, and they're low, and they're in the. I'm like, those are way too low to be orbital satellites. Because they're big. These things are monstrous. They're not small. And I figured it out. But when I first saw it, I'm like, it'd be like seeing a 9-foot Bigfoot Sasquatch hairy person run across, and I'd be like, whoa, is Sasquatch real? But that was my encounter where I was like, the logical reasoning didn't work because I started going through every weapon system I know, and I'm like, either somebody's testing something or we're being invaded, but this is not good because the old adage is this by Walter Slavatsky: that big glowing orange, red, and yellow thing in the sky better be the fucking sun. And the whole point is, if it's not the sun, we're in some deep, serious shit. That's what I thought. So Walter Slavatsky's law number 9, that big glowing thing in the sky better be the sun, bucko. Get it? Good. Dems have a problem. You got more than one. Here it is.
It's looking very good for the Republicans on redistricting. I mean, we should pick up something like 12 to 14 seats, I believe, total, which is, in the context of a 435-seat House where most of the seats are pretty safe. That's an enormous change. I mean, it's going to put Democrats really behind the 8 ball. I mean, they might still win just a very tiny majority now, but just in general, they're going to be behind the 8 ball really badly going forward for almost every House seat. And then that's not even accounting for the fact that when you have the census coming in 2030, that's going to shift even more seats into red states and away from blue states. Things are going to get really, really apocalyptic for the Democrats.
No, this is actually a huge pickup. Tyler Boyer is up there. I was just chatting with him from Turning Point Action, talking about how, this.
Just a quick little plug, folks. 190. Love to end the week right. It is Friday the 8th, and we're at 190. So we're about $110 shy. Holding out for a hero, and see if we can hit that goal. You guys have been amazing. Last night was incredible. Appreciate you guys, and we made up for the Monday we missed, and would like to end it right. So if you have a chance, listen, this is the way it comes down. I don't want people to, yes, we love it when people donate $100 or $500 or that's great. That feels good. It's amazing. We get surprised by that. Someone gives us $300 on like a morning. We wake up, we see that email. In this case, we didn't see it, but we saw it during the show, and we're so excited about it and posted it. That's great. When Mel comes in, or Chuck comes in, or Bobby comes in, or Howanitz comes in, or CJ, or JD, just everyone helps, right? Anonymous, the three anonymous. There's plenty of people who come in and help. But honestly, it's those little $5, $10 donations that make a difference. And just ask yourself a question. If you're watching this 2 hours a night, you're watching it 5 nights a week, that's 10 hours, that's 40 hours a month. Do you watch Netflix that much? Do you drink that much coffee? Do you go to the movies for that long? Do you play a round of golf, and how much does it cost you? Ask yourself the question. Am I being entertained? Do I enjoy the show? Do I want to see it continue? That's the best way to do it, is to donate. It helps us. Go buy a shirt, some coffee, $5, $10, whatever you got. Help out the show. And if you don't, just hit like and share. That means a lot, and it's important too. It helps get the word out. So this is a free program. Where we ask is that if you watch it a lot, help us out. See what you can do. That's all we ask. And if everybody rows and everyone helps, we hit goal and we're good to go. Okay? All right. Glad we did that. I am working on a new commercial. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll do something fun. Here's what we were talking about at the beginning of the segment with gerrymandering, and this will give us some conversation about this. But Democrats are mad because they can't racially gerrymander anymore, but they're mad at Republicans also because they gerrymandered better than them and didn't do it by racial means. Do I have that correct? Here's the video.
Republicans and put their weapons down and say, hey,
they actually
let's
did.
stop.
They actually did. In Indiana, they tried to do just
Wait
that.
a second.
They said, you know what?
That is not a good example. That is not a good example.
They said, we're not going to gerrymander.
Hold on, Lydia. That is not what happened, okay? Republicans did not say, we're going to stop doing this. Some Republicans voted against it, and then they were targeted by the president this week. And 5 out of 7 of them voted out of their seats. And while that was happening down in Florida, a Republican governor, Ron DeSantis, said that he was going to redistrict his state to eliminate Democratic representation.
That was a moment.
There is no seat.
In retaliation for Virginia. Debbie Boggs donated $17.76. Thank God it's Friday. Thank you, Deborah.
Ceasefire happening on the part of Republicans.
That was a ceasefire. And in response to the ceasefire, in Indiana, Virginia said, hold my beer, let me get rid of all of the
Lydia, you know, it wasn't a ceasefire, it was more like a mutiny. Yeah. And President Trump hated the fact that they pushed back on him. And you know why he hated it so much? He hated it because
it's count
not
Indiana. That just doesn't. No one cares.
I'm just saying,
no one cares that they opted not to gerrymander.
That's not the same thing as Republicans saying we're not going to gerrymander anymore. Because at the same time that was happening, they were planning to gerrymander in Florida.
But you know what? You know what? All of those Republicans who were upset were right because
Bullshit.
Indiana said we're going to stop it, and then
and guess what?
Virginia decided to gerrymander.
This is they always try to do this, don't they? Was Florida redistricting when Virginia the election? No. Was Indiana? No. Was Oklahoma, Nebraska, Alabama, Louisiana? No. They had put a stop to it. And they were afraid what was going to happen is there would be massive retaliation. And so they did Virginia, and they were like, well, now we have to. Now we don't have a choice. Democrats are upset because Republicans did
you played the game better than them.
Yeah, we played the game better, and they did it legally and better than they did. Sorry, you lost, you losers. Suck it up.
As if.
You losers.
Loser.
I don't know if I have one of those.
No, we don't. I think we have an as if somewhere.
Well, that was some weird shit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find it. I don't know.
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Classic. Job report came out. Job report's looking good. It's 2053. We're going to be getting out of here at 9 o'clock. Paul Rivera donated $10.80. We need 10 more Hamiltons unless someone has a Benji. It's fantastic. Paul says it. 218.56. See, this is how it works. It's just $10. We've got 133 people on. What the hell's wrong with Rumble?
It's having some serious issues on sound, but people are staying in Rumble chat and going to other channels and listening. It's having issues.
Oh, that
with,
sucks.
With the whole disconnect thing several times,
I'm sorry, Rumble. I like my Rumble peeps. Job reports it. Hey, there we go. Tommy Coffin, $12.24. See, it doesn't have to be $100.
I will help the sauce man out today.
That's just a little bit. It's just a little bit. You know, you gotta. Okay, Matt. I'm going to do $10 a week. That's $40. Can you guys imagine what that does for us? $10 a week. That's $40 a month. If the listeners that we have, we did that. Can you imagine what that does for the show? Folks, it's not like this money is going to a corporate office or it's going to the DNC or the RNC. It's going into my house. It's going into my kids. But the funny thing is that the house is completely separate than this show. We have never paid a house payment with this money. Ever. Olivia takes care of that with her job. Olivia takes care of the food with her job. Olivia takes care of the car. This goes into our business, and we keep it separate from our home. Now, we're going to start paying ourselves because we are now a S Corp. And we're going to go ahead and take some of the revenue we have and use it to give ourselves a payroll so we can focus and put the money in the business where it belongs. So there it is. Just so you understand. Everyone's like, what's your money? You can spend it every way you want it. It doesn't matter. I feel responsible. PPD. No, AOC. Yeah, we're going to do AOC. Two things. AOC.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. Here's the first one. AOC talking about billionaires. And then the second one, she talks about
nonsensical stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember what she did. Here it is.
All of a sudden, we now have a paramilitary force. We don't have a court system.
Okay, so this is her saying basically from like 1700s, late 1780, all the way to like 1963, we had an apartheid system. Okay?
Okay.
And then from 63 on, we have a democracy. This lady is completely retarded.
She also doesn't think
Yeah, that's later. This is about saying what the American... First of all, this idiot doesn't understand what apartheid is. Apartheid means a subclass. And the best example is South Africa. A minority class rules over the majority, and it was a white majority ruled over a black majority. A white minority ruled over a black majority. That's apartheid. Lady, blacks were never outnumbered whites in this country. Okay? So for you to sit here and call it apartheid, you just don't know the definition of apartheid. You basically were just like, oh, it's racial, so that's what apartheid is. No, that's not what it means. You're an idiot. I mean, a complete idiot. I kind of want to do here.
Democrats piss me off.
David Stiles, thanks for subscribing. Here it is.
Right? They don't think they need judicial warrants. So you don't get due process. So you start creating this black box system.
That's right. Black box warehouses.
Point a finger, whether it's...
Okay, can I say something? Lady, you are rocking Shure SM7Bs. And your problem is you're rocking cloud lifters on these things, and you also have a dB enhancer through your deck. So you're running phantom power along with a cloud lifter, and you are getting extra dB, which increases your overall volume because they are hungry mics. But lady, I can hear the hum. I can hear the air conditioner. You have too many decibels running to that of clean power, and it's over-exaggerating the mic. Go get a cloud lifter, leave that on there, and take off the phantom power, or get yourself a Rodecaster or a decent audio processor and use phantom power alone. But for your show that's got $2,000 with mics and obviously has Canon cameras with good L glass, You got a $25,000 studio and your audio guy is a dick face. So I'll come do your stuff for you. But can you not be an amateur, please? Thanks.
Like, again,
$32.20, Mr. Sauce. Reverend. It's not a Benji, but it is an even number. It is.
Like we saw in Jim Crow, whether you just point a finger and 100 years ago accuse a little black boy of something, you can point a finger and accuse someone of that today. If you think once you build that machine that it's only going to be reserved to that.
That's right.
Can you hear the hum?
Yes.
Oh, sounds like it's driving me crazy.
This eats profit. These things, ICE, it's not just ICE. It's Core Civic, it's Geo Group. Those are corporations that run ICE detention centers.
Right. That's right.
They are for profit. They are traded on Wall Street. And what happens is that those companies.
Oh my God.
That my favorite part of this interview is the host.
I know. She's so, dude, you know what she looks like? Who was that chick who Natalie, not Imbruglia, she was part of, oh my God, what she a 90s singer, 2000 actually. I'll think of it in a second. I can't remember who it was. She wasn't part of the Bangles. She was in a band before. Black hair. She looks just like her. And, I'm drawing a blank.
I don't know.
Because I hated her music. Isn't all right? God, I can't think of the song. I'll come up with it.
And this system is that it does not accept anything but growth. It's not even good enough to be profitable. It's not even good enough to be profitable. You have to be more profitable and more profitable and more profitable. It's not enough to be a profitable business. You have to keep growing those profits. And so once they've rounded up every person in this country, who do you think is next?
This is the thing about, I said I mentioned genocidal frameworks before. Like as growing up as a Jew, as a minority where I grew up, and going to Hebrew school and learning about the Holocaust, I was like, holy shit, like this is crazy. It wasn't taught in school. I'm not sure the way it's taught in school now.
Thank you, Anonymous.
But the way that I've come to understand this system is that there's a spectrum of true democracy, which, like you said, Black people and Black Americans in this country have been building since they were captured and brought here.
We weren't really a democracy until 1963,
That's right.
1965.
That's exactly right.
Voting rights and civil rights. We were apartheid before then.
That's exactly right. It's 70 years old or so, this system, 80 years old. And, it's like there's a true democracy and fascism. And it's just about the dials, these genocidal frameworks.
No, it's not Joan Jett.
And they're just turning the dials up on trans people. They're turning the dial up on the genocidal framework on Black people. And right now, the dial is being turned up on specifically Latino immigrants, but immigrants of color. And, that poem about the Holocaust about a Christian religious leader who was in a concentration camp was like, first they came for the Jews, then they came for and then they came for me. And, I think the story that's sold.
Shut up. I get Natalie Merchant. Was that her name?
Vanessa Carlton?
Natalie Merchant. No, it's Natalie. What? Why? Oh. Natalie.
It was Natalie Imbruglia.
No, I just said it wasn't Natalie Imbruglia.
You know what's the most shocking thing about that interview?
Tell me.
Is that AOC is sitting with the Jew in the same room.
Oh, AOC is not really anti-Israel. She is, pro-Palestine, but she's not really a Jew hater. In that sense, this is who the chick looks like. It's Natalie Merchant. Her. She looks just like her.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, she's horrible. Just nasty human being. Just ugh. Here is the final video that Olivia wanted me to show, and I've got to show, and then I got to show something real quick, and then we're done. Here it is. Folks, 273. We need 20. It's Mother's Day. Why do you hate mothers? Seriously, folks? Come on. $24. $27. I can't do the math. Here it is.
There's a certain level of wealth and accumulation that is unearned.
Oh, that sound is just so annoying.
Right? You can't earn $1 billion.
That's right.
You just can't earn that.
That's exactly correct.
You can.
You can if you sell your hooded sweatshirts for $97 a pop, like she does.
You can get market power. You can break rules. You can do all sorts of things.
Oh my God, Natalie Merchant, not Alanis Morissette. How does that sound the same?
You can abuse labor laws.
Yep.
You can pay people less than what they're worth.
Yep.
But you can't earn that, right?
That's right.
And so you have to create a myth that since you didn't earn that, you have to create a myth of earning it.
Go ahead, baby.
I just got dumber for listening to that.
Yeah.
She has no idea what is going on at all. That video you showed me this morning is
going on?
Perfect. She rides the short bus to and from the Capitol. Wow. I just can't.
It's amazing.
She's
You get
just stupid.
stumped. You get stumped by people so easily.
I know, but she's just so stupid. She's just stupid, and it's really,
wow.
It's really, really, really hard. I don't want to be mean and pick on a stupid person, so I'm just.
Oh my God, what's going on? Hey, Christina Lopez, remember me? You want some shit? Huh? You want?
Oh my baby.
Whatever. Psycho check, psychos. Oh my God, what's going on?
Totally AOC. What's going on? Oh my
loser.
Oh my
Talk
God.
to the hand.
Mellow 2110 9410. So close yet so far away. Thank you, Mel, for over to Sauce. You guys, thanks for helping us get there. Last one. Megan on Islam. You guys know I love to pull up old clips. And I love to point out podcasters' hypocrisy. And you listen, I call out the Dems all night, but you guys have to admit, I call out our own. And I've been doing it for a long time. Just play her backwards. It might make sense. Just put her on mute. The problem is that I think Jessica Tarlov and AOC are good looking. And that's really hard for me because they open their mouths and they ruin it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they ruin it. I know. I understand how stupid that is. But here is Megan on Islam. And I want this, folks, this was a year ago. AOC hasn't said something this stupid. This is how dumb Megyn Kelly is. Megyn Kelly has went full-throated. Islam is overpopulating. Dang it, you got me with a Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Miss Olivia. All moms, Mr. Sauce, donate $27. At least Matt loves moms. Good for you. It's good for you.
Thank you,
here,
Mr. Sauce.
Thank you, Saucy. Here's Megan on Islam. Now, I went from Muslim is trying to replace us all by out babying us to have we been fooled about Muslims? Here it is.
Sorry for what's happening in Michigan. I can't believe my eyes. Minnesota too, Minneapolis, but Dearborn, Michigan is like lost. First of all, the non-Muslims need to have a lot more babies. That's just true. We do. I mean, when the guard is down and the more radicalized Muslims tell you what their plan is, it involves having 6 to 10 children so that a generation from now, they're the majority. And they start it by city to city and take over states. And then before you know it, they're a majority in the country. And we don't want that. And there's no reason we need to want that. We don't have to be shy about saying we don't want that. That Islam is not consistent with fundamental Western values, period. Learn it, love it, say it, embrace it. It's not that we don't love our Muslim neighbors. I've got Muslim friends, no judgment on them and the way they choose to practice their religion, but their religion happens to be a political doctrine as well. It's very entangled. And they just don't stand for the same things that we do in the West, like free speech, like separation of church and state, like women's rights. So we have to say no. We have to stop electing these people to positions of power. And we have to stop the immigration pipeline from countries that don't share our values. And we have to do what Trump did, which is eject the ones who are here taking advantage of the rest of us, especially when they're funneling money back to other Muslim terrorists. So that's my 2 cents.
Emotional damage.
Thank you, Maureen Davidson. Happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Thank you, Maureen. You're the best. Holy shit. Like, talk about it. That's not even a 180. That's just nonsense. That's just selling. That's just selling yourself. You're a whore. I mean, that's really what it is. I hate to say it. That's what a whore does. Glenn Clark donated $15. Happy Valentine's Day. Now, am I saying Megyn Kelly is a sexual worker? No, not at all. Now, does she sell her sex appeal? Sure she does, because she's a good-looking woman. I've even told you I thought so. But she's whoring out herself. Mr. Sauce donated $5.90. Dang it, Mel. It's not even. It's $3.62. It's not even. So I'm just like, that's what you're selling yourself. You're selling your opinion. You're selling your value, your standards. And I'm okay with that, but that's what Candace Owens does. She sold herself out for her success. I hope it was worth it. Tucker Carlson sold himself out. I hope it was worth it. Do we have time for one more?
I do have to leave.
Do we have time for one more? You're going to want to see this one.
Okay, real quick.
Then we're done.
Okay.
Judge rape trial. Listen to this. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to leave it to Olivia to say this. This is ridiculous.
But Judge Davis thought the jury's recommendation was too long. She feels he hasn't mentally matured yet and never had a real shot at getting any help early in life.
But if you were to come in here and instead of being hurt and angry, which is what this court hears, right, as a 20-year-old African-American male that has been, experienced this society, etc., and you would show that.
That's not a dick move. It's just smart politics, Mr. Sauce. It's just smart. Listen, it's not my fault that you don't care about the odd number. If you can live with it, I can live with it, brother.
Yes. Okay. This is the situation. This is who I am. I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to be in jail for forever.
Thompson.
This guy's a rapist.
I saw this.
We're not done.
He stated he did not care, not about his sentence, the victim, or her family. But Judge Davis emphasized she's the one that holds the pen, and regardless of what the media may think, she applies the law. To her, 65 years was an extremely long time. As she puts it, it's his whole life, one she doesn't believe should be spent entirely behind bars.
This court does not believe that Mr. Thompson, if given the resources that he can get while incarcerated, is beyond being rehabilitated.
I'm going to say one thing. Now I'm going to hand it over to you to get us out, take us out for the weekend. If anything's going to be half off, I'm totally fine with that. 65 years is a long time. Cut his dick half off and give him 30. I'll call it good. Remove half of his dick. That's all you got to do. Problem solved. Go ahead, Liv.
I saw this video a few months ago. So I've seen it. But yeah, that I'm going to say that if that was a white man, she would not have taken his sentence in half.
No, I don't think so.
And I mean, I could understand that if he showed contrition and was upset and was apologetic and going, you know what, I did a stupid thing. I was a stupid kid. I am so sorry. But he openly said he doesn't care. I don't care about my sentence. I don't care about the victim.
Cool
I don't
life.
care about that family. Then you know what? That means that what's going to happen is regardless of how long you spend, because since you cut it in half from 65, you're 37? That means good behavior, maybe good behavior. You're going to be out in maybe 20. You're going to be 40. You're going to go and do it again. Yeah. You're going to be right back there. And stupid liberal judges thinking they're going to take the law into their own hands. Just ridiculous. But if that was a white man, he'd be in jail for the whole 60 years.
That's why minimum mandatory sentences are a beautiful thing, but they don't want that anymore. Folks, thanks for watching the Donut Friendly Show.
Thank you to everyone, as well as happy Mother's Day to everyone. I wish I could name you all, but I can't.
Listen, from someone who didn't have a great mom, and she brought me into this world, so that was great of her to do so. A happy Mother's Day to everybody. I have a great example of a great mother-in-law, and then Olivia as well. So we're supposed to wait. Did you put it in?
Nope, I'm putting it right there.
Howie put in. Is this how it is?
Yep.
Mr. Sauce donated $8. Checkmate. 370 is not an even number.
Oh my gosh! Ignore him.
I'm just like three is odd, 7 is odd. 400 is even.
Oh my gosh! Ignore him. Just ignore him.
Sauce.
I'll slap him
if
upside the head.
If you give
for
any more, I'm going to refund your money. Listen, I want to say thank you, everybody. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend, folks. We're going to see you guys on Monday. Can't wait to be back. Colorado Avalanche play tomorrow. Let's watch that. And someone made a comment. I said if the Colorado Avalanche or Minnesota has to win tomorrow, Minnesota needed to win one in our building.
Yes.
That's Minnesota needed to. The Avs, I hate to say this, they're even better on the road.
Yeah.
They're a better team on the road. Everything's better about them on the road. They're a better forechecker. They score more on the road. They have lower goals against on the road. Their power play is actually a little better on the road, and their penalty kill is actually exceptional on the road. You're going to get a better Avalanche team, and there's no rust this time. They know how to play Minnesota. They've seen the best Minnesota can bring. You have not seen the best that the Avs can bring. The Avs are going to bring their best game tomorrow. Good night. God bless.
Also, you can vote for me for Supermom once a day.
Yes, go do that. And by the way, quick update for Minnesota fans. Brodin is out. He won't be playing. Eric Sedek.
Good night, y'all. I got to go.
Eric Sedek dressed this morning, but he sat on the bench for 20 minutes, and he wasn't involved in any really serious scrimmages. And can't remember. Zuccarello has the flu, and it's not good. The serious flu, but he's going to play, I guess. So it's going to be a very interesting game. I'm not saying that the Avs win. I'm just saying that they're going to bring their best game tomorrow. God bless everybody. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you for making tonight so good, and we'll see you guys on Monday. God bless.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.